Good afternoon. We are Team 12, and our subject that we were given is Megacities and High-Density Development. Here's a brief outline of our presentation we will be giving you today. The first topic we're going to talk about is a brief history of urbanization and the formation of high-density populations. We will then move on to architecture in megacities throughout the world today. Then we're going to look at two problems caused by megacities, pollution and poverty. And then we're going to offer up some solutions to those problems. My name is Jocelyn Kaiser, and I will be discussing the Industrial Revolution, urbanization, and megacities. The early stages of the Industrial Revolution in Europe occurred in the late 1700s due to man's desire for a fabricated world. In the beginning of the European Industrial Revolution, natural advantages were key, but soon overtaken by mankind's ingenuity. Human and animal power were replaced with machines that utilized wind, water, and coal. The buildings of factories, steamships, and railroads all aided in the rapid growth of inland cities for the purpose of production and investment capital. The main cause for rapid urbanization and the increase in population amongst Europe was the invention of the railroad. Cities boomed, and the urban working class replaced farmers as the largest single occupational group due to the railroad's impact on the growing industrial market. Urban areas began to grow. Cities offered jobs, access to educational opportunities, and entertainment. Architecture in the 19th century mirrored the values of the Industrial Revolution, with the mass production of uniform and standardized materials. Iron and steel became the main materials used in architecture. Efficiency became the number one concern as construction sought to create efficient spaces that could efficiently and economically be replicated on a large scale. Population growth, urbanization, and industrialization vastly increased the health problems of Europe during the age of the Industrial Revolution and beyond. Disease preyed on overworked and malnourished urban populations during the 1800s. The Industrial Revolution was an era shrouded in billows of black smoke, as you can see from my two paintings I have included in my slides. The pollution was catastrophic, leading to diseases like coal workers' pneumonia and tuberculosis. Limiting pollution and the degradation of the environment stemming from industrialization only became important considerations in the 20th century. But as we will discuss in a couple slides, high-density populated areas still have their share of health concerns today.
Hello, my name is John Thompson, and I will be talking about current megacities in today's society. In 1950, the two first megacities were finally classified. They got this classification as they finally had reached a population of 10 million people. These cities were Tokyo, Japan, and New York City, New York. In today's time, there are now said to be 33 megacities around the world, varying from different continents, with the majority of these megacities being in the continent of Asia. Approximately 55% of the world now lives in urban areas, with this number projected to climb to 60% by the year 2030. This number has also tripled since the year 1990, which shows just how drastic urbanism is becoming in our world. Two of the 33 megacities are actually located in our home country of the United States, the first one being the Los Angeles, Long Beach, Santa Ana area, and the second one being the New York, Newark area. Vertical urbanism has had a very drastic effect on the current megacities around the world, as it is becoming a very popular architecture technique. Cities are continuing to build taller and taller buildings, as it is allowing for more and more living space in these cities, and allowing for people to also migrate to these cities. Top 5 megacities by population in today's time are Tokyo, Japan, Delhi, India, Shanghai, China, Sao Paulo, Brazil, and Mexico City, Mexico. These 5 cities will continue to grow at a rapid rate, and more megacities will continue to be named as populations across cities under 10 million people are continuing to rise.
Hi, my name is Farah Naqvi, and I'll be talking about pollution from megacities. As highly concentrated populations continue to grow, there is an increase of stress on the natural environment. Because of the dense populations, most food and resources are not produced locally, impacting the environment through transportation and waste management, as well as other forms of waste and pollution caused by a large population living so closely together. This photograph was taken in Cairo, Egypt, and displays the decreasing visibility caused by pollution and smog. So, the most widespread impact on the environment comes from air pollution. As displayed in the chart, the megacities accounted for 12% of CO2 emissions in 2005 and are projected to increase by 112% by 2050. This causes for major concern, as such an increase in these greenhouse gases is unacceptable in order to prevent climate change. Pollution also creates human health risks, as air pollution causes chronic respiratory conditions as well as infectious disease. Here we see the smog of Delhi, India, a megacity where air pollution is a growing concern, as air quality is starting to be directly linked to, as mentioned, respiratory conditions as well as many other health issues. These are images of children in Delhi wearing masks in an attempt to protect themselves from the poor air quality. This is because there has been an increase of over 20% in acute coronary events and chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, both attributed to the air pollution, and there is also a positive correlation between ambient PM10 levels and ADHD in children, as well as countless other health issues caused by pollution. Health impacts of pollution affect everyone in major cities, but especially and disproportionately they affect the poor. The urban poor must compete for limited resources and live in densely packed, marginalized lands. They must live in areas that are environmentally hazardous and without water or sanitation, and have little shelter from the harmful environmental conditions caused by pollution. They are affected most by urbanization. They must live with little to no shelter from those environmentally hazardous conditions. So, looking to the future, according to the UN, right now, 55% of the world's population live in urban areas, but this is expected to increase to 68% by 2050. As urbanization continues and populations in megacities continue to grow, it will be important to implement sustainable development in order to mitigate issues of climate change and health conditions that their pollution cause.
Hi, I'm Brendan Hayes. As stated earlier, air pollution impacts the environment the most, and what causes the most air pollution is car emissions. Now, as we talk about the solutions to these problems, first we have Euro emission standards. What this is for is to help reduce carbon monoxide from older, bigger engine and car parts. Now, Euro emission standards has up to 6 levels, and that is increased every so often, with the first in 1970 and then the Euro 1 in 1992. While not every country could afford to do this and jump up to level 6, even at level 3, which would include most cars after 2006, the pollution would drop by at least 30%. While this helps out megacities, this also helps out small towns and cities around the world. Now, another solution to the problem would be mass transit systems such as buses, trains, and rail cars. This helps megacities a bunch because of traffic jams and rush hours happen. The buildup of car causes more emissions, and that increases the environmental pollution. A mass transit system could help do the opposite of that and has been shown to do exactly that. These not only help out environmentally, but economically, as they could help megacities by going around very populated spots. Now, this picture also helps show the impact of what pollution can do. While the side on the left is from November 3rd, 2019, and the right is March 30, 2020, after just 3 weeks of lockdown in New Delhi and India, thanks to the COVID, and paints two different pictures of what the world of pollution is like. Thank you.